Okay guys, what's going on? JetXC. Now, I wanted to get this video out, but I had to do some back and forth research here because this is a pretty interesting thing that's going on. So, essentially, to summarize, there's a huge replacement of Chinese voice actors in Snowbreak. Now, they kind of don't really go over the reasoning, but there is someone, the original poster of this post on Reddit, he's gone through many Chinese forums, basically the Chinese Reddit, a bunch of different forums in China, right? And it's kind of been surmised that apparently this may be more due to MiHoYo, so the sound director for MiHoYo, and also the VA for Zhongli, for Genshin Impact, has spoken out, one, against CSUN or Snowbreak, right? And telling other Chinese VAs if they work with Snowbreak, other future projects will not, they essentially won't be involved in other future projects, right? Now, this seems to be the case for any MiHoYo VAs and also a few others. There was also maybe a mention of Manju, but apparently Manju, they don't really care because Manju is a quote-unquote Master Love. Um, they do Master Love gacha games, which is basically like essentially the like harem shit, basically, right? Um, so this is interesting, but I'm gonna read this first and then we'll get into it. So let me zoom in here and I'll read for you guys and we can talk about this because this is crazy. So, dear analysts, since the launch of Snowbreak, the project team has been closely monitoring analysis, feedback, and discussing regarding character portrayals. A character's popularity is not only due to the artistic design and plot development, but also excellent performance of the voice actors. However, due to future direction of the game conflicting with the career development paths of voice directors due to some voice actors, as well as considering the relevant regulations and scheduling of their agencies, we will terminate our cooperation with the voice director and some Chinese voice actors. In the near future, we will gradually replace the Chinese voice actors for the following characters: Marion, Life, Tess, Nita, Haru, Moxer, Finny, Freesia, Acacia, Cyrus, Inya, Cheching, Echel. So off the top of my head, it sounds like Yao stays, Katya stays, Sharano stays. Um, that's really off the top of my head. I think Cheching as well. Oh no, Cheching's being replaced. Okay, so a couple of them are staying, but the rest are going to be replaced. So this is interesting. Now again, this is due to the direction of where Snowbreak is currently being taken. So now they're looking to replace these Chinese VAs with new ones. But this is also some good news. So here, let's get it more into it. In upcoming versions, we will progressively replace these character voices. After the new versions voice updates, we will issue compensation based on the actual number of updates with 100 digicash per character, totaling 1300 digicash. Compensation will be issued after corresponding character voice update. This change in voice actors also presents a suitable opportunity to enrich the game's voice content. We plan to implement full voice acting for the main storyline in the 1.5-year Annie version and subsequent versions, and gradually achieve full voice coverage for individual character stories within 6 months. Now, that's pretty hefty. So 1.5 and subsequently anything after that. Pretty crazy, but I think they could do it. And I think they'll be able to find other Chinese VAs very quickly, like very quickly. The fact that we already got a couple staying is a good sign, regardless, right? So, for the subsequent voice work of the above characters, we will prioritize aligning with the character traits and aim for long-term cooperation by seeking new voice directors and voice actors. So we're going to be getting long-term VAs for this game, right? And that are willing to buckle down and work with CSUN and Snowbreak. We will promptly cover and update the existing voices of the characters, aiming to complete all related work before the 1.5 Annie to ensure consistency and coherence in voice styles before and after the change. So a huge fully voiced storyline implementation is coming. And specifically within 6 months, we should be seeing a lot of results in terms of voice acting. Okay, Snowbreak has always been committed to serving our core users. Though unavoidable, sudden situations like this may affect the player's experience, in the future, Snowbreak will continue to adhere to the current production direction, actively serving target players, and providing better game content with more like-minded partners. So this is huge, guys. They have been talking about this article after article about serving the player base and doing what the fans want, and they're sticking to that even when it comes to the voice acting. We sincerely thank analysts for their understanding and support. After the successful replacement of voice actors and voice content, we will issue compensation. 1,300 Digicash and 300 Digicash compensation will be issued the day after this announcement, totaling 1,600 Digicash. Please, which is basically a 10 pull. So pretty cool. Please stay tuned for subsequent announcements for specific replacement timings. To ensure analyst immersion, the production team will not publicly disclose the corresponding voice actor list on any platforms, or essentially basically disclose the job listing or resume on any platforms in or outside the game. And I guess they're doing this for our immersion, so we're kind of unknown to who it is, which is pretty interesting. So it sounds like they may be leaving the voice actors nameless due to immersioning, due to the immersion effect that it'll provide for players. So that's pretty interesting. We'll see how that goes. Do not worry about having no understanding friends ahead. Let's work hard together. The Snowbreak operations team. Here are some pieces of information I've gathered. I can't guarantee their accuracy, but these are likely to be true. Some voice actors were terminated due to their extremely busy schedule. For example, the voice actor of Finny also served as the voice director for Black Myth Wukong. And because they were strongly associated, and then others, because they were strongly associated with MiHoYo, leading to their contract termination. The new voice director is quite strict and hopes to complete the voiceovers for the previous main storyline content. So, yeah, pretty interesting stuff. Now, let's get over to some of the comments that I wanted to read. So let me go find them. So I want to get some more evidence for you guys because this is pretty interesting. I was going through this because I was kind of perplexed at the information I was being told. So let's go. So this guy commented, Hoyo is shit as usual, but I'm surprised that CNVA can be this arrogant. JPVAs do a lot more than just voice act, and they are much more professional too. Sad to hear Finny VA is going away, but at least we have Katya and Chernos, so still a W. Especially when Snowpeak finds another batch that's not under MiHoYo. Also with, and this is a term, also with this spin getting nerfed as a bug. Oh, okay, so they're talking about the Genshin thing. And then this guy says, I learned from uncertain sources on NGA, which is a Chinese forum, led by MiHoYo, Shanghai game companies have privately set a rule. Any voice actor who provides a voice for Snowbreak characters will not be able to participate in any future voice acting for games from Shanghai gaming companies. This forces voice actors to take side. And I guess examples of this is, again, Snowbreak, or excuse me, not Snowbreak, MiHoYo, so Genshin games or MiHoYo-verse games, Kuro games as well. Now, Manju is in Shanghai, but Manju, they're not involved in any of this stuff, right? So pretty interesting stuff. I read these comments in Chinese. I'm not going to read them because they kind of go over the same stuff. This guy says, wait, isn't Manju Azure Lane devs in Shanghai? Are they included in this? No, Manju is Master Left side. Essentially, they're on Snowbreak side because they do the same type of content. And then this guy says, it's still pretty wild now that the 4chan meme might actually be closer to the truth than anything else, which is apparently MiHoYo is afraid or worried of Snowbreak. And then he says, given Zhongli voice actor couldn't keep his mouth shut and open at the wrong time. Now I'm gonna go to that real quick. So this guy was skeptical. And I'll get to the Zhongli comment, but this guy was skeptical. He said this is unsubstantiated drama bait. This guy says, in fact, on Chinese forums, Baidu, Taiba, and NGA, there is already a lot of evidence proving that the companies behind the voice actors disdain letting them voice content related to Master Love. Okay. So that's the real issue here. It's the type of game it is, right? It's not necessarily that the content is slightly more sexual. It's the type of game, which I guess since it is sexual in a sense that kind of they go hand in hand. So any master, which for those of you that don't know, Master Love is essentially what, for example, Nikke does, right? Like, you're the commander, everybody loves the commander. You're the adjutant in Snowbreak, everybody loves the adjutant in Snowbreak. If you play Blue Archive, the professor, the teacher, everybody, like, it's that type of game, right? It's like a harem style type game. Moreover, due to MiHoYo's fan economy, they are willing to distance themselves from certain games. I believe this is a breach of contract, as these details should be clearly outlined in the contracts. And then they go on to talk. So he basically tells you to, like, hey, go look this stuff up on the Chinese side. And let me see if I could find out what Zhongli said here. Let me keep going down. The Zhongli VA. Okay, so this is what happened. MiHoYo's sound director and Zhongli's Chinese voice actor, Peng Bo, has called on Chinese VAs on their own to refuse voice requests for erotic games such as Snowbreak, aka Master Love games. He said it would be embarrassing to voice act for a game like this. And this was on Zhihu, China's largest Q&A site. More like Homoverse, Snowbreak will never fail. Holy shit, is this real? Hoyo Crapverse is generally the demon king of gachas. So essentially, they're trying to break themselves off from Master Love type games. And Hoyoverse, I don't know why they're going so hard on Snowbreak. Out of all the gacha games, to be going this hard on Snowbreak is kind of, again, it's weird to me. But maybe they do see it as a threat, or at least in terms of VAs, because I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I really had to go over this whole thing with you guys because I found it very interesting, but I had to get to the bottom of this. So let me know what you think in the comments. I'm out. Later. Hey guys, so I wanted to make one more part of this. I wanted to comment on how I discovered this, which was basically on the Reddit, but I was told in my video here with this little comment thread in my last video for Snowbreak criticized by Western media, so go check that out. Now, I'm going to read through this whole thing, and then I'm going to give you my final thoughts, right? So it started with, MiHoYo is mad over Snowbreak's success. They own a CN voice acting company that Snowbreak was using for the game, and the acting studio just forced the actress to terminate their contract, so CN will get all new voices soon. And then I was like, wait, what? And then I said over here that I found it. And then it continues. Not only MiHoYo, but a lot of anime game companies, including Yostar, Manju, and Kuro, and Hypergraph have united to put pressure on voice actors of Snowbreak. Now, apparently, Manju is not a part of this, as their lane devs, because they also do the same type of content, like I mentioned in the video, the Master Love type of content, right? And Kuro, I'm not 100% sure, but they did say kind of Shanghai company, so that could absolutely be true. So take all this with a grain of salt. They threatened that if voice actors continue to voice Snowbreak, they would not give the actors work in the future, which I read earlier, right? So we continue. And then I get another comment. In fact, these companies are very dissatisfied with Snowbreak's player-first strategy, which I've done multiple videos about this. Because Snowbreak has made CN players realize that game developers can serve players and truly listen to their opinions, which has led many players to feel disgusted with strategy of other companies not taking action. This is the reason why the other companies suppress Snowbreak. Of course, the content I mentioned above is a rumor discovered among players. Now, again, these are all rumors, so take it with a grain of salt, right? Which is currently widely spread on forums such as Baidu, and I mentioned this earlier, Taiba, and NGA. I cannot guarantee its authenticity. So, I actually, that could actually make some type of sense. Again, take all this with a grain of salt, but the fact that Snowbreak is a player-first gacha game now, where they literally listen to players all the time, they do all of this for the players all the time now. That's their motto, right? They have the creative freedom to make work for the player experience, right? So I would not be surprised if that were the case. That's what's going on in China right now, is that Snowbreak is doing so well and it's so beloved over there that it may interfere in the minds of other players that play Genshin Impact or Honkai Star Rail or whatever gacha game, right? Because that could cost them money by essentially them realizing, hey, listen to us, we don't wait to hear from you. So pretty interesting stuff overall. So let me know what you guys think of the comment. And then this guy said, lastly, you need to understand how devious, evil, and petty CN devs can be. Not saying we don't have that here, but it's cutthroat over there. Lots of poaching, hit pieces, and attacks, which is very true. Look at what happened to Arknights after those devs left the girls' frontline team to make their game. Many such cases. So, guys, truly let me know what you think in the comments. This is crazy, man. But again, this just makes things better for Snowbreak because, like mentioned in the comment above, they can really serve the players first by providing a full Chinese voice acting team and make the best game that they can make without any hindrances. And let's be honest, every time Snowbreak has had a patch, it's been #1 in China in their stores. So Snow Peak, man, that's all I gotta say. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm out, man. Holy, this is crazy.